a grit and determination, and most importantly, a toughness out of the locker room, outscoring them by 18 points in the second half. But was really impressed by our determination to get in the paint, get to the basket. We played with more physicality. I thought they won the first half in the physicality war. I thought we did a great job of matching and exceeding their physicality in the second half. And again, now third win in a row, but third, fourth quarter that we really had a productive fourth quarter and able to pull away for, I think, our most complete game and biggest win of the season.
Coach, you've mentioned that a couple of times now about that grit, that determination, especially with this recent 3-game win streak. And in the second half there, was that kind of the turning point in the game there, where you were able to? Was it, what did you see that went right out there, and how were you able to just kind of seize control of that game?
Yeah, I thought offensively, certainly, we screened more physical. We talked a lot about our physicality of screening in at halftime. So I thought there was a concerted effort not to slip, ghost out. We really wanted to be a more physical screening team. I thought that started the physicality. And then I thought we were more aggressive with our dribble, getting downhill, putting pressure on them at the rim, really earning calls at the rim instead of hoping for calls. We spent a lot of time complaining in the first half, wanting calls. We went and earned them in the second half with that. Defensively, I thought we stayed in plays. We were scheme-wise different than our first two matchups with them. And I thought our players really executed what we were trying to accomplish at the defensive end with an intensity and a focus of what we were trying to accomplish, who we wanted to take more shots, who we were trying to disrupt a little bit. So, complete game for us. Starters were great across the board. You look at that, all 5 with 9 or more, 4 of them in double figures. I thought our starters were terrific tonight.
Great.
Hey, Coach, DJ Treaty Trees with Vanity TV. Coach Tanisha Wright is coming off of Coach of the Month in July. Can you talk about your strategy a little bit with planning to go against a coach who's had a pretty great season so far?
Yeah, they've had a great year. She's doing a terrific job with this group. They're very dangerous. They frankly, completely outplayed us the first 2 games. We played both games without our starting wings. We're still without Lexi Brown, but tonight we had Leja, and she gave us a physicality at both ends, someone that really competes and takes on that role for us. We moved her to the point guard in stretches tonight. She was able to, run an efficient offense. She was able to play downhill. And again, in a year where we've had a lot of adversity, a lot of different lineups, I believe this is accurate. I think we're 9-7 with Leja Clarendon playing for us. So those 14 games that she missed is a big deal to us. You can do the math pretty quickly what our record is like without Leja. But we're 9-7 with Leja in our lineup, and she just adds so much to what we are about and what we're trying to create here culture-wise.
Hey, Coach, here, Fredo. Talk to me a little bit about, you guys allowed only 29 points in the second half, which was very important. And as well, over the last 3 games during your winning streak, you guys have played just tremendous defense on the floor. Just talk to me a little bit about the discussions you guys have been having with the players.
Yeah, we believe it's still our calling card early in this build. It's got to start at the defensive end. We have 2 terrific defenders in Jordan Canada and NECA, and a lot of really smart complementary pieces. And so I believe that you're seeing our defensive take shape. They're learning, they're growing. As I talked with many of you, our film sessions have turned very positive over the last couple of weeks because there's so much positive growth at the defensive end. So we're showing a ton of areas where we've improved and we're getting better. Still, room for growth and in teaching early in a build process, but you can see it. And I feel like there's chemistry. Like I'm not sure the exact number, maybe the 4th straight game we've started the same starting lineup. I mean, there's something to be said about that group has now settled into our starting lineup and they played, those last 4 games as a unit. So I just think you're seeing chemistry being built with a group that's now starting to play significant minutes together.
Hey, Coach, back here. NECA obviously does a lot for this team, but what you think of her defense against Cheyenne in that second half?
Yeah, terrific. Neck is a big time defender, and we ask so much of her at times. There's intentional matchups that we provide to her. But tonight, because of foul trouble and how Cheyenne and they were going to her deep, we needed NECA's physicality. So we switched NECA on to Cheyenne. She didn't shy away from that matchup, and it just changed the tide. She was more physical. She deflects entry passes the best on our team. And I thought, just gave Cheyenne, it made it harder for Cheyenne. She had a terrific game, but she made it harder in the second half for them to play through Cheyenne.
More on the defensive end, Coach. You're able to limit Ryan Howard to 11 points after those 2 quick threes. Alicia Gray only had 6 shots in the game. So can you tell me more about that?
Again, intent to try to get people shooting the ball that we want to shoot the ball. So if you can get certain players to take more shots and other players to take less shots, you see the trend. Coming from Indiana, we got a player off the bench to take the most shots on the team. If you can keep Gray's shots down at 6, that's a huge accomplishment. I thought we did a absolute fantastic job on Howard after those 2 early threes. Really made her work. Only 3 baskets the rest of the way. I would say that's probably 35 minutes of game time that she only had, 3 baskets the rest of the way. So, hats off. It's a big home win for us.
Patrick from Crenshaw Team Media. Playing against a player like Cheyenne Parker, what are some ways that you change the defense to play against a big player and physical player like her?
We're kind of a 3-headed monster in the post. So they all have different strengths defensively. Azare has the most length for us. Again, De'Erica has a combination of both length and physicality, and then NECA is an elite defender, poker. She gets a ton of deflections. She doesn't stop working down there. So again, kind of our motto is that we're going to rotate matchups with our 3-headed post monster with these talented post players around the league just to try to give them different looks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.